Well, we are in a hidden gem among another hidden gem. We are visiting the Equiline Museum, and it's actually the artwork of Miss Chris Ann here, her father, Charles Breed. Thank you so much for having us.
Totally. This is great to have you come visit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your father first before we get into the beautiful artwork. Tell us a little bit about him and how he got into art.
I think he's one of those people that just was born with the inclination to do art. One of my earliest memories was he had drawn these large figures on the ceiling in his bedroom as a kid. And they were dramatic and very detailed, but it was like birds. And as a kid, I thought, oh, that's kind of intimidating to sleep underneath that stuff. So he's one of those people that just naturally had an art background born into him.
Well, we're inside the Equiline Museum. Talk about the inspiration behind a lot of the artwork that's here.
So he was very motivated by nature, and also one of his kind of political and philosophical platforms was equal opposites and how they attract, and sort of looking at the world in, two different ways. Yeah. And there's some of his symbolism in the other building. He got a grant to start working with plastics, and so in this building there's a lot of his sort of evolution in plastic. So this piece over here was one of his very first pieces. It was done in 1958, and it was called The Radioactive Garden. So he a lot of times had, some political inspirations behind. But when he started working with plastic, it was to see what you could do with plastic as an art medium. And that's still kind of a unique situation. I mean, people embed things in plastic all the time these days as a craft or a project. But what he did, and you can see in this one, it's all kind of painted like in the designs. And so he would mix in little Dixie cups the plastic and the catalyst hardening agent and the color, and then he would pinch it and pour to do the drawing.
Oh my.
And then he just played with layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So this is a real clear example of one of his beginning pieces. The one behind you was a piece that was commissioned by a family representing the family members within that piece. So each of the sort of parts of the flower were a person in the family. He also did metal casting, and so the large pieces in the garden, those tall figure pieces out there, are each dedicated to a season.